Interview time, interview time, interview time, do da. Interview time, do da. Okay, so Goblin should probably clarify what's going on here. You all see the Black Abyss in a second. Hello, hello. So, to any who show up today, Goblin is doing some simple interviews. That's right, I'll come. Goblins not letting us show up. No, you stay down there. Anyway, Goblins is doing some very simple idea here. It's very simple. Basically, Goblin both on the YouTube end and Twitch end. Basically, Goblin here is interviewing, doing D&D interviews. So, this is a very simple concept. D&D interview. On Twitch or YouTube right now. The next multiple hours. Yeah, that's the only announcement thing Goblin will do. Yep, so Goblin's doing D&D interviews. It's a very simple concept. To anyone that watches this afterwards, which by the way, if you want to interview afterwards, do find the method of contacting Goblin either by Twitter or other means. So the whole point of this, in a very short context, is basically today's Friday D&Ds that Goblin is supposed to be doing have been falling apart because there's basically not enough players showing up, and every time Goblin has to get new ones every flipping time. And it's getting to the point where Goblin is fed up doing the whole process of finding even willing players to join, and then they don't stick around long enough for Goblin to finish the story, because Goblin wants to finish the story. And Goblin plans it just to be a 1 year game. That's all it's supposed to be. Just 1 year. And yet, yeah. Basically didn't go as Goblin hoped. And so, in order to make some entertaining content out of these events, Goblin decided, you know what? Goblin is going to let you all, anyone who watches this, apply to join Goblin's live streamed D&Ds, etc. Because Goblin, it makes it easier for Goblin to archive D&D, to live stream them, to make it so y'all can rewatch the events as they happened. But basically, you get to apply and try and join Goblin in D&D. And Goblin will accept multiple applications, but not a grand number. So you can show up, interact, but you have to give Goblin a reason to select you. Because at this point, Goblin's like, no, Goblin's going to be picky at this point. Goblin wants to know, are you going to put in the work to understand the game system? Are you going to make sure you are consistently on time and consistently communicating? Are you going to make it so there's problems because of other things? Like Goblin understands if like family issues show up, that's reasonable. Well, that kind of thing happens. But if you deliberately just find excuses not to show up, like Goblin is personally done trying to run these games and things falling apart, so basically Goblin is going to be very harsh with choosing. And if Goblin thinks you're not going to be very fitting in or make things work, then you will not be selected. End of story. So basically now Goblin's just gonna sit here, relax, maybe chat with Goblins, I don't know, someone. Goblin, because there is one player that is so far been responding, and Goblin knows is willing to play. So Goblin will have him involved in the interviews. Basically, right now, Goblin's just gonna sit around and wait for interviewees. If it never happened, either on the YouTube or the Twitch side, whatever. But it doesn't matter in the end. But basically, you're interviewing to play D&D, that Goblin live streams. That is the whole point of this D&D interview stuff. If you're interested, talk to Goblin. Message. Just like if you want to just look and support Goblin interviewing people, feel free to do so. But if you're not doing that, Goblin doesn't know what to say else. Goblin's just gonna chill here and wait for interviewees to come and interview for D&D. Which, by the way, is not 5e. It is not 5e, nor is it the newest edition. It's in the 2025 D&D, whatever it is. 6e, whatever you call it. It is neither of those editions. And no, it's not 4e. 4e is insane, even the Goblin. It is basically 3.5. And Goblin understands, clarify here, if you are not into basically a bit more complex tabletop RPGs, this is not for you. This is just giving you a fair heads up and warning. Because basically it is a bit more complex, but Goblin does make it easier for new timers, etc. So, yeah, Goblin's just rambling at this point as Goblin waits for anyone to interview. What to do for Goblin now? Well, Goblin can just probably just actually, yeah, Goblin can just deafen deck audio desktop and watch videos as Goblin waits for interviewees. Yeah, Goblin can just go and enjoy content and video stuff while Goblin's live streaming and wait for chatters. Yeah, Goblin's gonna enjoy some videos and content as Goblin waits for people to come in interview. So feel free to look. If you want to talk Goblin in general, feel free to. Goblin's just gonna enjoy life right now, and ooh, the episode 6 trailer for Digital Circus is out. Cool. Goblin's gonna watch that. Mm. Everyone gets guns? What? America! These trailers have the whole continuity? Oh gosh, yeah, that's too funny. That's funny. Gosh, yeah, God's too funny. What? Wait, ask your parents' permission before going to hell. What? What? So now it's just a gun episode, all about guns. But Digital Circus episode 6. Oh, this is gonna be what? Oh, Goblin's gonna laugh. Oh, God damn it. That's way too funny. Oh, that is too funny. Alright. Well, time to watch some content. Let's see here. Watching No, probably not the. Actually, no. Goblins right now, audio desktop is deafened. Yeah, Goblin can watch that kind of content just fine without assuming things about Goblin. In theory. Da, 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 Goblin. Memeing. Goblin memeing. Oh, that's. What kind of song was that? Gosh dang it, that's too adorable. Goblin peacefully living. When will interviewees come? Probably never. Oh well. Gives Goblin somewhat of a hope. Hmm. That was something to watch. Hmm. What the? Gosh, I know. Language. Crying out loud. That is a strange sweater. Hmm. Oh, it's quite peaceful. Just sitting here doing absolutely nothing. Hmm. No one's gonna find Goblin entertaining, which is fine with Goblin. Goblin's giving up being entertaining to all society. Society is pretty boring, honestly. And Goblin's not sorry for saying that. Oh, you know what? How long should Goblin stream this? Hmm, that is the question. Probably not forever, but it's something Goblin to do. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, I damn it. Sorry, Goblin's watching funny content. For anyone that's confused. That baby's a legend. Dang. Did the baby try to say circle? Oh, wait. Oh, well. Yeah, everyone's watching cute baby videos. They're funny. Did that baby just eat a lemon? Oh, no. Oh, no. Did that baby just try to say I love you? Gosh dang damn it, babies. The babies! Ah. Hmm. That baby did not like her singing. Hmm. Oh, no. What will that baby say? Goblin is lovable. Goblin has nothing else to do with life. Hmm. Oh. That was adorable and also impressive. Hmm. Ah. Ugh. Goblin waiting for interviews. Do-da, do-da. Goblin waiting for interviews. Do-da-do-da-day. Oh. Whoa. Hmm. Uh, why does that baby only have half their hair? Baby's pulling out the beard. Wait, did she make it sound like she ate baby's hand? What? I'm so confused what is happening. Hmm. Baby. Gosh, dang it. Goblin is enjoying this too much. Hmm. Wait, wouldn't it be a time for sign by Jason? That's mine. Hmm. Goblin. That's goblins. You know what's your goblin name? Goblin's first child, Goblin. Should Goblin do that? Let me open those bombs, bust those bags. Hmm. Oh. Hmm. Oh gosh, dang nabbit. No, no. What is Goblin saying? No. No. Why is Goblin saying this? Why is Goblin saying this? No. Minions at that Britain's GT place. Why? Gosh, dang nabbit. Who rigged it? Goblin wants to know who rigged it, probably. Gosh, dang nabbit. But yeah, Goblin's doing D&D interviews. If you just want to look, feel free to. If you want to chat about something, let Goblin know. I'm just sitting here in the abyss right now with nothing to do. Very black here. Very black the walls. Very black the halls. Yes, very black. Anyway, Goblin's just watching videos as Goblin is waiting for interviewees. So, oh gosh, dang nabbit, no. Oh no. What? What is this? No. Who? Yeah. Gosh, I no one's interviewing, no one's here yet, but oh well. Goblin's boring. Blah 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 blah. Uh, I was just having fun watching videos really right now. Hmm. Oh, it's a dance group of younger kids. Oh no. Gosh, no. They actually have pretty good dancers. Dang, Golin's impressed. But yeah, oh wait, yeah. What are they doing? Are they making Simon Grew? Oh gosh, I know it. They're giving the ball cap and everything. Gosh, I know it. Tonight we steal the moon. That would be hilarious actually if Goblin just did a quest for Goblin's party. Like, oh, you have to steal the moon or one of them since it's three moons. That would be funny actually. That was clever. Oh, why is he? Oh gosh, no. But yeah, feel free. Yeah, I'm just waiting for interviewees. If you're interested in playing DND, Fridays around this time around, it would be around this time, not exactly at this time, because this stream has gone on for a bit. Problem is not heard. Word. Yep. Golin's gonna try one last time, anyways. Yeah, Golin highly doubts it though. So yeah, if you want to interview, just put a chat message because Goblin's just gonna do the interviews here on YouTube and on Twitch, where Goblin interviews you as you chat. At if you want to, or just look. Goblin doesn't care. It allows Goblin to know if you're interested in playing D&D or not. That's the whole point of interview stuff. So no one has expressed interest yet. Oh, oh yeah, you're good, man. And Goblin's glad you're here, Jason. So as you can see, once again, it seems like Robarcus and Alex have basically not responded. So Goblin at this point is just giving up on them ever responding anymore. So Goblin wants to give you, since Goblin believes you still want to play and have fun, Goblin's giving you some options here. The one, right now, Goblin is trying to see if Goblin just live streaming can get interviews with some random people and see if anyone will just hop on an interview with Goblin and Goblin will interact with them, see if they would have fun, and see if Goblin gets some play as well. Just interacting with people. Or and if Goblin gets some players, we'll continue as normal. Or if things don't work out that way, Goblin does have a Saturday D&D game that you can probably join after Goblin just chats with them about it, make sure they're good with that and understand your situation. Because your colony in if you want to do that. So there's only three main players, so God won't have you be the fourth main party player. There is a bit more like guest players there, but Goblin also plans a very tough boss in the end, so Goblin's not too worried about stuff, but Goblin thinks Goblin can probably if you could even help out support the interviewing stuff. Like it could help Goblin out. Hmm. Yeah. That's the main struggle that Goblin's definitely seen. Even just trying to get interviews with people, it's like none are noticing. So we'll see what happens. But Goblins, yeah. uh, okay, okay. Goblin understands that. Yeah. Uh, Goblin understands that college is starting out for some people, so Goblin will give you a heads up. Probably for the first month, they will, because when Goblins experience college, the first like semesters, the first like basic level classes, they do give you a bit of busy work to a degree, depending on the classes or degree you're going for. But Goblin doesn't believe it will be too bad. Really, you should. Because like if you're having the basic full set of classes, really you should be able to make time because they do make it so you have time to do like either some jobs, like part-time jobs, and stuff as well. They try and make it so you can do as long as you set up your schedule pretty correctly and make sure to try and plan out where your classes are at building wise. Because if your buildings are very far apart, that is going to affect how quickly you can get between classes. That's just some advice from Goblin. Hmm. Got it. Well, really, it's been chill interacting with you, Jason, and hanging out in general. I know Goblin wished things hadn't happened as they have. If you want to just, if you can, help Goblin figure out player situation, if we can try to a little bit to see if we can get anyone, that'd be nice a bit. But other than that, yeah, yeah. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Goblin still wants to play this because you know what? Goblin will give you spoilers because since you're the only one still even interacting with Goblin, Goblin had planned because there's a reason the Saturday session and Friday session are kept separate. It's because both parties are in the same world, and Goblin had plans for you guys to basically meet up at one point, facing the same BBEG at the end. Goblin was setting this up, and yet, like the other game's going well still, the players are still playing, but just like Friday one here just fell apart. Goblin was so excited because it was going to be such a cool moment where both parties learn, oh my goodness, there is another party involved in this whole story. Goblin was so excited for it, and it just, yeah. But if the game still goes somehow, which would be a bloody miracle, really, and Goblin would be grateful, uh, do not say a word, because Goblin was hoping to keep it a surprise, but if it fails, it's falling apart like it has been. Yeah. Okay, I was like, what? Goblin confused. Oh, Goblin gets it now. Yeah, that's all that Goblin really wanted to talk about because it's obvious that Roboticus, his family issues are just way too hard on him right now. And Alex, Goblin just doesn't know what's happened with Alex. I mean, if Goblin could get Dart to be a full time player instead and become a main player, but you know what, Goblin will ask him actually. Really quick. Yeah. Yeah, like Goblin definitely is planning to connect your guys' backgrounds to the main villain still, because Goblin was planning to do that for you, Jason, and everyone. Goblin's trying to make sure that there was coherent events and reasoning and have it go over time, a bit of a slower burn, because it's still a year game, so Goblin was, yeah, Goblin was like, Goblins and players. Really trying to hard. Yeah. Other than that question for Dart, yeah, Goblin's just gonna sit here and live stream for a while, interviewing people. If anyone shows up and asks if they want to play, Goblin will just be sitting around, maybe trying to message around, see if anyone's interested in becoming a main player. But if you want to stick around and hang out and chat, feel free to do so. Other than that, yeah, Goblin's predicting that with the no response for Barkus and Alex, there's probably not going to be a session today. So feel free to do what you need to, Jason. See you around. Yep. See you around. Okay. Alright, so Goblin probably has Dart available. That's fantastic, actually. Okay, so Goblin, we have Jason and Dart. That could lead to. And so there's that one. Oh, Goblin's getting a pretty quick fly. Okay, Goblin actually has. Goblin's gonna get Discord link here. This server setting, blah 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 blah. Here we go. Invite link. Invite people. Right link. The limit. 7 days, 6 5. Blah blah. New link. Okay, so Goblin's gonna be interviewing and interacting with this person. And very good. Okay. Yeah, okay. So Goblin seems to probably be setting up here to have some players, but it depends on how things go with the interaction, see if they will have fun with it. So that's main goal right now. Because Goblin's not guaranteeing that they will be a player. Yeah, but yeah, so with Dark, Jason, etc. Okay. So yeah. Oh wait, Goblin could definitely have some fun with that. So, Goblin's probably gonna kick some. Okay, so Goblin's gonna be interviewing some. Oh, this guy's always wanted to try 3.5. Okay, I was just gonna give him fire emoji. Actually, yeah, fire emoji. Okay, but that aside, so people just pop in chat interview in the interviews. That is actually great. It's a pretty fun idea. DND interviews, like Goblin thinking, could Goblin make a series out of this D&D interviews, but not to actually join games, but for some other form of content? Goblin's brain's overthinking it. Many ways Goblin could. Goblin's creative brain uses our thinking. D&D interviews. A comedic comedy series Goblin could do. Yes. Comedy entertainment is popular. Yes. Blah 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 blah. Goblin talking to himself and the boy. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Goblin doing D&D interviews. Blah. Goblin does not have desktop audio on. Then hop in. Hop in. Then hop in. Go. Hello. Dart. Welcome. So, as you can see, the situation is two players have vanished into no responding zone of the ghosting others. So now, Goblin is like trying to maintain this game by some dumb luck somehow. Yeah, so Goblin has one other person that's going to be joining soon and hopping on to the Discord call because he was interested in before in being a guest player, but has been wanting to play 3.5 in D&D for a bit. So Goblin will have to be someone else hopping in soon. But we're discussing what things from your side is the main priority right now. So right now, with this current horrifically sad situation, what's happening? Gosh dang it, ultimately is fucking out cost. So, as you know, basically your character's situation is you're hunting for a changeling, and well, basically Goblin has it set for Fridays games, and it will be best to probably stick with Fridays for Goblin because Goblin is going to be going to college soon for the fall. Goblin will make time to do the session still. I mean, it's the third year for Goblin. Goblin's been doing college for 2 years now, so Goblin somehow managing to pass. Goblin sometimes feel like Goblin was cheating, but Goblin doesn't know how Goblin cheated. That is just joke antics. Do not be overly concerned. Hopefully, yeah. Uh, in the general. Sorry, Goblin's just trying to make sure. He. But so with the situation, basically, Goblin can adjust starting time since the main player that Goblin was like trying to consider was one of the original players, but since all the original players are gone at this point, basically. Basically, we can adjust the new starting time for Fridays for when we want to do D&D. So that's basically just that, and also making sure you're fine with your character as they are, and the world building that has been shown so far, and basically making sure if you would have fun being a main player and staying consistently trying to come at least. Like Goblin understands if life gets busy and you miss a few sessions, that's understandable. It's just like yeah, instead of just ghosting completely. Yeah. Yeah. It so but yeah, is there any concerns or things you want to talk about when it comes to this type of thing for D&D or swear like a sailor? You know what you could do with it is you could censor yourself like SpongeBob does by making it go honk or something like that whenever you swear. Is there a special swearing thing in that book series that has ridiculous gosh dang now it? Not kid friendly. It's more like Avengers type of thing. Because Goblin's mindset. Does that make sense? It's like, hmm. Well, that could be a good skill to gain in life because in Goblin's experience, because yeah, you could use this as practice. Yeah, yeah, and Goblin will know the. Has Goblin told you about the corruption stuff before? Yeah. Yeah, well, it's just because the thing is with Goblins D&D, here the Goblins doing with this D&D, it's technically still D&D, but the setting is Goblin's own personal tabletop RPG projects world setting. So Goblin has to adjust sometimes with things because like what Goblin has in the world is does not exist in D&D. So like Goblin's original species like Berlin, which Goblin has told you about, etc. So oh, Owlin. Oh, you want to see this? Goblin can look it up. D&D 3.5B Owl. What is Owl Bear? Technically, you could do. There's no owl in it. Oh wait, actually wait. There's a species similar to owl and goblin can think of. Although the naming convention is completely different. If you pull up the ultimate guide, to goblin, well, being a fabulous entertainer with just Goblin's fabulous voice. So going to the races, it's at probably near the very bottom at Goblin Believes because it's alphabetical somewhat, depending if there's subspecies or not of the original race like orcs with etc. Uh, go to the R's. It should be an R race. Here we are. Although it's weird because you hear Raptorians or Raptorians, you would think they're raptor-like species. No, they're birds. They're not raptors. They're yes. Let's see here. Going double check. You have flight, which basically, depending on your hit dice, you gain capabilities of flying. Then you get gliding as well. Uh, you also have Pact with the Lords. Become an ancient bargain. Raptorians make you powerful air elementals. Raptor spellcasters cast spells with air descriptor get +1 to cast a level. Ooh, that's actually pretty good. Good, good. Although they're not that many wind spells actually. Or are they? Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, it's just something for caster players, but Goblin's just double checking. You already have your character, or Goblin's trying to remember your character name. You went put in, and then your Alamir. You know it's Alamir, and your character's name is Start. But yeah, you went with Architress. Are you wanting to change your character's race? Is that what the Goblin's understanding, or is there a reason you? Ooh, okay. So Goblin does want to bring this up. So Goblin does have in Goblin's World. Goblin added it as an item to Goblin's World. That's because it allows unique interactions with stuff. If you so wished, Alamir, you could have your character decide because of whatever situation you choose to change his race with a race potion, which is a rare potion, but you can get it, and would put you in a cocoon for a short amount of time like 24 hours, and then basically out after you're out of the cocoon, when you're fully done, you are transformed into the new race. Yeah, if you choose to change it, right? But you can't do it too many times. If you do it too many times, yeah, it would actually mutate you to something horrific. Yeah, yeah. And really, when that happens, like Goblin can do some story stuff with it, and gosh dang, have it. So like Goblin, like you know how you have the whole when you with your model stuff, Goblin had or Goblin's model. Basically, there's a little thing with VTuber Studio or VTube Studio. If you don't pay for a thing with the tracking, they basically have a little annoying thing fly around. Yeah, Goblin just puts off screen because Goblin does not care. But sometimes it pops up on Goblin's thing when Goblin doesn't want it to. And annoys Goblin so much. Yeah, yeah. Other than that, yeah, and yeah. Goblin wants to know is does 5e have the Raptorian race actually? Nope, it's a homebrew one. They never add the Raptorians. It seems like. Eh. Yeah, it's so interesting how sometimes like even catfolk, those are basically the tabaxi, actually for. It's just like why change all these names? What? Although like some of them do make sense. Like changing Owlin to from Raptarian would make sense because like, why are you calling it Raptarian? Like personally, Goblin would say, you know what, you call yourself Owlin in parentheses, but it's a stat block of Raptarian, and then Goblin can go and make a dinosaur Raptarian race. That makes actual sense. That'd actually be really cool though. Goblin added the Goblin's project some playable dinosaur like races. No, Goblin only has too many playable stuff. Sorry, Goblin's project's ambitious because like Goblin even has mimics playable and also slimes and skeletons and zombies. Oh yes, yes. Yeah. Goblin's a bit deranged, if you cannot tell. But oh, hello. Goblin forgets how to pronounce your name. It's a DJF0909. What would you prefer to be called? DJ. Okay. Thank you. Now, welcome. Goblin's just discussing with Owlmere here because he was a guest player before, but since Goblin has lost basically 2 players at this point because they never responded anymore, uh, basically he's being transferred over to be a main player, and you will be as well be a main player if you want to, and we can discuss timings on Friday sessions. Goblin would prefer because Goblin does have college coming up, and Goblin is mostly free on Fridays and Saturdays will be because Goblin's used to juggling around schoolwork during the middle of the week and D&D. So Goblin should be free. But with that being said, so with 3.5 D&D, DJ, to give you a heads up, is more complex and it has a lot more customization options. So when it comes to your choices, please do not be overwhelmed because Goblin understands that some people get overwhelmed by having too many choices to do stuff. So Goblin's guessing that is either uh Baldur's Gate 3 or Skyrim. Goblin's never heard of that game. Gosh dang nabbit. Lars. Wait, you okay? Sorry, Goblin is just excited because Goblin is not a coder really, so Goblin can't handle that stuff. But Goblin is actually going to college to learn how to make games. So that's just funny a Goblin because yeah, that's just funny. Ugh. That aside, uh, yes, let's get so. You should see in the character creation chat there are some links and information stuff. The one you would go for your rulings, you can read rules 3.5 yourself alongside your customization stuff. Other than like spells, Goblin would recommend going for dndtools.net for spells. Uh, you go to dndtools.org to get your races, class, and the rulings, and all that. And Goblin will go and also you should be able to see the link for the D&D game and character creation. It's the roll20.net join link. It, that is fair. And so with that, when you are yeah, yeah. So also Goblin does take backgrounds from 5e because Goblin likes giving people stuff for having a backstory. So when you put out a backstory and give Goblin like what your character's backstory is, Goblin will give you stuff for it, like more skill points, some items, etc. that you would get, basically for having a backstory. Because Goblin wants to reward people for having a creative backstory. Oh, and once you join the Roll20 link, Goblin will drag you over to the world map so you can see it, so you know what the world in total looks like, although it is a really big planet. It's like a Goblin's brother actually finds it way too big and it should not be its size, which Goblin does not blame him. He's yeah, basically good. Good. Okay, so that means you're probably on. Oh, I'm gonna see. Ah, DJ Goblin sees you. So Goblin's just gonna take Alamir with you and all that, just so Alamir here can remember uh what the world map looks like, since you may have not seen it for a bit. This is the world map, which was made by Goblin's friend Tunafish. Fantastic artist. So where you guys are at, you see on the bottom right, you see on the bottom right there, how there's like a monk-like thing or basically a person figure. That is where you're at. You're at the tail end here in this cold area. It is right now not the snowy season, so it's not actually covered in snow. Oh, so and as a note, uh, because there are important world sections that are important to know for lore and stuff like that. Basically, here with this area, as you see what Goblin's paint with Goblin's blue paint. You see this area? Yep. So this area, this is an inter waterfall area. It's basically like, it makes a face outline, apparently, but when all the fog and stuff is not. But basically, there's huge waterfalls that go into the earth itself that no one's ever managed to go down to, and there are people wondering where this water goes and why it has all the ocean water not drained. That's because there's probably something on the other side beyond these darker blue waters here, because no one's managed to sail past those points safely. Thankfully, these are like the dead water zones, as far as everyone's aware, and no one can really get past the Arctic cold points above and below. Does that make sense? So the mysterious waterfalls and dead end waters. Oh, wait, Goblin got a message. Let's see. Hello, Gen 31 K215. Sorry, Goblin is live streaming a bit and trying to see if Goblin can get players by doing interviews with people. Although he may have left. Oof. Goblin's a bit slow sometimes seeing messages. Gosh dang at it. Oh well. Uh, with that aside, I'll focus on you guys again. Oh. Oh wait, he's still here. I was just gonna take a second here to make sure if this person. Yeah. So if this is 3.5, just to give you a heads up. Grid, meaning that it will be a harder game of D&D because there's more complex choices. There's a bit more ruling stuff alongside basically a higher damage output and a higher defense, etc. Basically, things are a lot stronger than 5e and a lot more complex in terminology. So, if you would have to take time to read and learn it a bit longer than you would with 5e D&D. So, if you want to do that, that's fine, but you would have to take time to read. Alright. So right now, Goblin is discussing with... Yeah. No problem, man. Goblin's right now with two other people, DJ and Alamir, yeah, who are here to play as well. And so right now, Goblin does have with you, and so that would be four people. Goblin probably stop the interview process with anyone else unless someone shows up. But if you're willing to learn, so Goblin just needs you to understand that this is going to be. It's already been quite a few months of gaming, but because Goblin's lost players because basically some things happened. But basically, Goblin's wanting to try and continue the story with this game. And so it's going to be the in a world setting that's already been done a bit, etc. But if you do join, Goblin will give you a heads up that Goblin is expecting you to at least try and come as reasonably often as you can to basically, because Goblin wants to finish this game, and basically, if he year-long game, basically, and it's only been a few months, like 3. Basically, Goblin's trying to get everyone to level 20 and face a big bad uh villain. It's every Friday the session will be. Goblin can adjust and set the time a bit better to make it so it is a different time starting point as players need. But if you can work with all of that, Goblin doesn't mind having you. Then Goblin will invite you to this, but you will be probably the last person Goblin will have join because Goblin is having to help like multiple people already at this point. To and you would be the last player, so 4 players. This will actually be a pretty good group to guarantee. So Goblin does mountain time zone is Goblin's in, so it depends on your time zone, but Goblin is willing to adjust the time as players need for the most part, because Goblin doesn't have too much on Fridays, even with college. So, depending on what everyone else needs, like Alamia, what times would you prefer on Fridays? Work? Ah, okay, that's fine. No, 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 that's fine. Okay. Well, Goblin prefers to try and do some nice long sessions, like 3 to 4 hours, maybe 2 hours if needed. So it's not too long sessions because Goblin even gets exhausted sometimes and needs to back a bit. So if you're in Texas right now, you're saying Grenade. Uh, so basically it'd be in the morning times from what Alamy is wanting a bit more, or maybe like around this evening time, depending. Yeah. You know what? If we happen to overlap with dinner time, and yeah, basically so like Goblin's thinking probably like either like at 1 o'clock or actually one like 2 o'clock maybe sessions Mountain Time or 9 p.m. sessions. It really depends on everyone's times because Goblin can be fairly flexible. It just depends on everyone else. So maybe the best be just to like Goblin's gonna change this from interviewing, and Goblin will leave a D&D link, but then you or Discord link, and then but we'll delete it, so you'll just use that link to join in, and basically Goblin will basically yeah, so Goblin will get you a link here and then delete it, but once you join the link, Goblin will you can come in and chat. And we can try and figure out a time that works. Does that make sense? Does that sound good, Grant? And yeah, Goblin actually probably just make it so desktop audio is on now, so people can hear you, Alamia, if that's alright with you.
Yeah,
All right,
I'm not
so
opposed.
all right, so Grand, here's the link. Please use it here as soon as you hop on the Roll20, so you can. And DJ, you still there? Or are you
Yeah,
back
I'm
yet from
still
work?
here.
Yeah, so Grand will probably be hopping on. Then Goblin can discuss with both of all 3 of you here, because Goblin believes Jason should be good for certain times, but Goblin will double check with Jason. But with you 4 should be good enough players, and Goblin
Yeah.
Goblin believes everyone should be good for Fridays. We just need to make sure we set a time that works out. So
Yep.
and then yeah, okay, good. Janessel is the player, so Goblin needs to delete this link now. Gosh dang it, delete them. Gosh dang it, no. I was going to delete it. Been a bit. I was going to delete it. I was going to delete this message.
You want them to join the call, right?
Oh yeah, have him join the call. Yeah, so join the call, general. Uh, please no one follow that link. Goblin's trying to delete it. Does anyone know how to delete a message you sent on Discord? Or on Twitch?
Uh, On Twitch?
Also, hello, Vanessa. Hello. Uh,
I don't know how.
Gosh dang nabbit. Well, if some random
You
people
can
start
you can
joining
probably
it.
go in and kill the Discord link if you go to, I believe,
Yeah, it should be in Discord settings. You can kill that
yeah,
link
server
and start a new
settings.
one.
You can
Kill
just
that link and start a new one. So go to this like server settings and go and kill the link.
Yep. And then nobody
yeah.
else should be able to use it. It should turn into an invalid link.
So, gosh, yeah, where is that server? Stickers, emoji, members, walls, invites. Kill the list ones. So,
And if anybody else does join, we can just shoot them in the kneecaps. So
Right.
yeah, yeah, but goblins
Put
killed
them in the
them, so
rations.
yeah. Hello, Janessel. So, Goblin is live streaming this, and people can hear you guys. Are you alright with that?
yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Also, I don't for the name it's Gressel, but if you don't know how to pronounce it, just let me know.
Gressel. Okay, Goblin cannot pronounce
Yeah,
that. Yeah,
Gressel.
Gressel. All right, thank you. Yeah, but yeah. Okay, so for character creation stuff for you, Gressel, just let you go and look at what you want to do. Basically, go over for dndtools.org and the character creation information. Goblin has a link there. It lets you read through the rules and your character choices. Goblin recommends for spells, if you're going to be a spellcaster, go on dndtools.net because you can actually search spells there, unlike the other one, so it's easier to find spells. And then Goblin does take 5e backgrounds to give you stuff mainly for writing a backstory. And yeah, is there any other concerns?
Uh, are there any like limitations to races, classes, or anything like that?
Yes. Okay, so the only limitations, like goblins chill with most races. 'Cause, I mean, when Goblin first played D&D, like one of Goblin's first characters was a skeleton ranger. So Goblin is chill with
Okay.
most races. The only limitations Goblin would do is like basically some with abilities that make no sense. Like there's like a goblinoid race that basically makes it so when you eat someone after they're dead, they can't be revived by revival magic as a racial ability, and it's only a level like 2 adjustment that's like broken and ridiculous. So no, like that ability, like you can play the race, but that ability would be removed. And like classes like the True Namer or any psionic class like Psychic Rogue, etc. Don't play those classes. Those are ridiculous classes.
Okay.
The rest of the classes
Okay.
should be fine.
Okay. So I have this one character. It is a uh undead cloud jaunt Goliath artificer. Uh,
Wait, you want to do an
so
Artificer that's a cloud giant zombie? Is that what a goblin hood?
no, it's a skeleton technically.
So is cloud giant skeleton artificer? That
Yeah,
sounds so cool.
so it is a
Wild.
cloud jaunt Goliath. It would have the abilities such as teleporting 30 feet, or at least in 5e. I don't know what its thing is in 3.5,
Uh,
but in 5e, it is a race that can teleport 30 feet magically from a bonus action. And for its skeletal traits, I have like almost zero strength. Well, yeah, zero strength. And let's see, what else do I remember? So the way it attacks is my character made a sort of cannon arm that he made back when he was like alive, and he would often use it. But now that he's weak and can't barely use it, he only uses it like a stationary cannon, so he has to mount something to it.
hmm.
And so I would use that like as a ranger class, use the teleport if anybody gets close to me, and then just stand behind a rock and hope that it doesn't blow me away.
Yeah, that makes sense, honestly. All right. So Goblin's just double checking how, because like the way things work with uh 3.5, unlike 5e, is that they have like Uni's race capabilities, like with storm giants. and stuff, like you can play them. It's just like there's a level adjustment system that they do to balance out things. Basically, you would trade off class levels for stuff from your race, is how they would do it.
Mhm.
And Goblin like understands that balancing wise, but really Goblin finds it more fun to level up the classes and have like some of this stuff. So basically, Goblin will just do adjustments to balance out being a storm giant skeleton, because that is it actually does fit Goblin's world just fine. The idea, yeah, Goblin's clarifying that. It's just like balancing wise. If Goblin just did pure like 3.5e rule stuff, you would be like not have any class levels at all and be ridiculously stronger than everyone else. So, just for balancing purposes, Goblin would be adjusting that type of stuff. Does that make sense?
Yeah, if not, I can probably just remove my skeletal form and just go back to being a normal Cloud John,
Nah, Goblin
like,
can work with
alive.
skeleton stuff. That is fine because Goblin, as Goblin said, has played a skeleton ranger before, and so Goblin knows how to handle the undead side of things. The giant part, Goblin hasn't really had anyone play a giant yet before, so that will be an experience, but will be fun in the end. Goblin believes. So yeah, yeah, Goblin's absolutely fine with your character. Just remember to choose a 5e. Unless, since it was 5e, you probably already have a background chosen. So Goblin will just give you stuff and adjust it for 3.5. Goblin's just trying to go over everyone and make sure we're all good for the game. And it will start up next, the 15th. The next session will probably be. As long as everyone can work with that. Everyone can work with that if we're all good with characters and get that done.
I should have
Yeah.
no issue with that.
Well, you did, DJ.
To be honest, I didn't think he
Uh,
would actually take my character because that one was like an old character. So I didn't make that character yet because I previously had it and then it was destroyed. So I was wondering if that was actually something that you could have in your world.
No, here's the thing: goblins, the world that you guys are in, Goblin will clarify in this D&D session world, is based on Goblin's own personal tabletop RPG project. It's still gonna be D&D like 3.5, but it's based in Goblin's own personal world, and giants like that and all that exist in Goblin's world. So it's like it's not the
Okay.
biggest deal. I mean, Goblin's gonna clarify here. Goblin has made insane nonsense, like basically the speedster idea of like the Flash. Goblin made a class for that. Goblin has Death Knights. Goblin has
Oh,
ridiculous lore
definitely.
insanity.
Oh, nice. Well,
Yeah.
anyway, the actual character, because I don't have the old character, is actually a monk instead. This one is alive. It's just like think of it as a monk that is searching for enlightenment and is almost true neutral, good neutral.
Hmm. Okay. Well, since it is
Yeah.
3.5 and not 5e, you will have to adjust that by
Hmm.
so yeah. Also, there should be a D&D tool or D&D or no Roll20.net link that is for the game itself, where basically Goblin will give you access to a character sheet for 3.5, and you can so do learn how the character sheet works. Like if it's a bit hard for you at first, that's understandable. Just take time with it because 3.5. Like Goblin's not worried about you, DJ, because you are a maniac. Goblin's just teasing though; it's a joke. But yeah, you'll be fine. Uh,
I actually was curious about the Death Knight that you said you made.
okay.
The class for
Well,
that.
yeah. So there is technically Goblin can't allow it. Goblin will just have to adjust it for D&D 3.5e rules, not Goblin's personal project
Yeah.
rules, because Goblin's project. Oh boy, that works quite fairly differently, like quite a bit differently.
Yeah.
So,
Uh,
but Goblin would
so
allow it if you want to be a Death Knight DJ.
yeah, I want to do something kind of similar to my character's like lore.
Mm.
Like my VTuber's lore. where and not like 100% exact, because I'm not going to expect you to make me a demigod, obviously.
No,
But
no.
kind of a fox spirit who is closely related to death in terms of serving them, and is there to stop people from cheating it. So despite being a death knight, try to stop necromancers and liches and stuff like that.
Oh, you would actually love to face the BBEG then, because in Goblin's Project World, is the Grand Lich is the BBEG.
So yeah.
That actually works out fantastic. But Goblin also does have kitsunes, like the multi-tailed fox spirits from Japanese myth
Yes.
in Goblin's Project
Oh, those are
World.
cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
but Goblin needs to double check if they do exist in 3.5, because Goblin does remember something like it in, like, what, do kitsunes, or do they name it something different? Do they name it something different? Because it's like Goblin will point out here with darts, or Aomia's character Dart. He's considering changing that character to an Owlin, which Goblin will not get into details about that. But basically, Owlins actually their equivalents are called Rapturians, like Raptor with A-N-S. But they called that instead. So there's so like naming conventions can be completely different, but the creatures look very similar in concept. So
yeah, for race, I was actually gonna ask you if I could do a modified Furbolg.
Urbolg. Where is
from 5 or from 5E.
Urbolg?
Essentially, it's
Goblin's gonna
something
find
that's very
it.
close to like forest stuff. I was gonna see if I could change out one of the abilities, since I think in 5e they have the ability to go invisible as a bonus action. I was gonna see if I could change that to a limited amount of wild shapes where I can turn into a fox.
Okay, wait, no, there's something like that already. Actually, Goblin forgets what it's called. There's actually a special race. It's from Oriental Adventures. Goblin will find it really quick, but there's a special race from Oriental Adventures that has. Ah, here we are. Are they? Here it is. Here it is. Okay, so look for the Hengi Yokai. Right.
Okay.
Race. So basically, these are basically a type of species that basically take these hybrid forms and get special abilities for it, and there is a fox available on it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll look into that.
Yeah. So Goblin has messed with like very unique species before, and there's a humongous list of things. They have weird naming conventions sometimes that makes no flipping sense, or some of them do. It would make perfect sense, and it's so weird. But it's either perfectly consistent or makes sense, or it's completely bonkers. Sorry, Goblin's just ranting about strangeness. That aside, so we have a Storm Giant Skeleton. We have basically what's going to be a Fox Person Death Knight, which Goblin will get to adjusting that class stuff for you. And then Almir, you already have your character sorted out, and Zacian's character's already sorted out. Yeah. Okay, yeah, everything works out there. So, yeah. For both of you newer players, so when you pull up the 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 roll 20 character sheets, or when you get onto roll 20, uh, basically if you can see in character creation, so Golin's brain is overlapping right now. If you can go over to basically a message from someone named Dungeon, one of the former players, basically if you go over and copy a message called roll with 4d6 AH3, copy that message and then paste it into the roll 20 chat, and roll dice from you and remove the lowest result. That is what God wants you to do to roll your stats for your character, and you get one reroll of one stat.
We do it 6 times, right?
Yep, 6 times for 6 stats, and then re-roll the lowest if you want to.
think I'm gonna re-roll that 8.
Yeah, re-roll that. It would be nice. Cool.
That's a pretty average character. I'm happy with that.
All right.
Nice. Yeah. But Janessel. The goblin mispronounced it again, so all goblin needs to practice sometimes memorizing.
You know what?
Cool.
At this point, just call me Bob.
Grenessel. Wait, it was Grenessel, right?
Gressel. Gressel.
Wrestle. Okay. Wrestle. Sorry, Goblin always overpronounces R's sometimes. Gressel. Okay.
I prefer it if
Wrestle.
you found like a name that you could casually call and not like struggle so much. So I'll take any nickname.
Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. Goblin will just go with Bob then, yeah. Sorry. Anyway. So with you being a Death Knight for you, GJ specifically, until like Bob shows up, Goblin will have to get making it so you can be a Death Knight. It will take a little bit, but because it's well, just to clarify a bit of the adjustments Goblin has to do. One, on you basically would have 9 stats instead, and you would focus a bit more on one of the special stats that Goblin has for Goblin's project a bit more. But since you only have 6, and yeah, so Goblin's gonna have to make some interesting adjustments basically to make sure it works. So Goblin's gonna go and find Goblin's project and bring up Death Knight. It'll take a bit though, but yeah, so don't worry about that. But Goblin will get that sorted out. But other than that, yeah, Goblin's thing. Oh wait, no. Gosh, dynamic Goblin clicked the wrong thing.
Oh shit! I've been rolling the wrong dice. Hold up.
Wait, you've been rolling the wrong dice?
I
Oh,
have actual dice, and I've been rolling the D8 because I saw something in 8 base number thing, and I was like, oh, roll a D8, and then I looked down and it says roll 46 instead. I was like, oh shit.
oof.
Uh,
Oh, Goblin
Yeah, my
will
bad.
say, this is a thing Goblin does because Goblin tries to keep things like a PG-13, like Avenger
Oh, my
stuff.
bad, my bad, my bad.
Now, Goblin's just trying to
I
let you
didn't, I
know.
didn't.
And if you do mess up, just for as a penalty thing, you do get -1 to like attacks, etc. For basically your next roll. Basically, at -1 for your next roll. Sorry, Goblin's thinking like a magic right now because Goblin is all over the place.
1, 2, 3, 4, 7,
Yeah,
17.
okay. Player's testing book. Here we are. Yeah. So, yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see. 4,
Okay. Goblin
9.
will ask you. So, if you guys do want to, if you guys want to know what's going on story wise and world stuff, you can, if you so wish, because Goblin has had these live streams. You can go and watch the past live streams and take a look at what happened story wise, if it would affect of how you want to handle your characters at all. See what happened thus far. If you don't want to, that's absolutely fine. Mine is just to let you guys know, to let you do that kind of thing.
hey, Goblin.
Yes?
This is gonna be very awkward here, but I just got an email from a potential job, and they need me to work Fridays, so I'm probably gonna have to dip out.
As
I really need the job, so
no,
I
that
mean,
Goblin.
congrats on getting the
yeah.
job.
Yeah.
That's good
That's
news.
that's fantastic, man. I mean, like,
Yeah.
Goblin just wondering on
Right
the
now,
workout. I
then
was
when
like,
we're in the middle of the campaign, right? It's 12-hour shifts.
Ooh.
what
Yeah.
the?
I'm At least it's good money, right?
What
Yes.
type of job are you
Okay.
getting?
Mechanic job.
Mechanic.
never
Oh,
mind.
that
Okay.
that no, that makes sense. No,
That's good
Yeah.
money.
That makes sense.
that adds up. Okay. Uh, well, if you want to still be a guest player in case it can work out at some point,
Yeah. If
you can
I
still do
ever
that.
have a Friday free, I'll let you know.
Yeah, but and
Uh,
Goblin will say just because if things go well and yeah, that kind of stuff happens. If
I got it.
things go well, Goblin may invite you for a Saturday game in the future because Goblin has some plans that Goblin
Yeah.
cannot reveal. But basically, Goblin hopes if things go well and things finally get closer to pushing to the end of the storyline, if things hopefully go well, yeah. But feel free to hop off if you want to, and yeah, Goblin will
yeah.
get
I'll
definitely
talk to you guys later.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
It was a pleasure,
Yeah,
DJ.
it was a
With the new
pleasure.
job.
Yeah,
Congrats.
thank you.
Yep, it was
Have a good one.
good job. Take care. Yeah. Alright, then Bob, Goblin will. Yeah, the main thing Goblin just needs from you then. Yeah, that just happened. Yeah. Basically, Goblin just needs you to join the Roll20 link, and Goblin will give you access to a character sheet. And yeah, basically, once you get access to a character sheet, Goblin will work with you on getting your art. So you want him to be an artificer, this skeleton storm giant, right?
No, I lost that character. I'm going with Monk.
Okay, so a monk storm giant, just a regular storm giant, not skeleton.
Now I'll keep the skeleton part. I'll just change the class to Monk.
Hmm.
Okay. Godwin, do you mind if I hop out for now? And since I'm pretty established at the moment, or do you need
Yeah,
me to
you're
stick
already
around?
basically established.
Okay.
Yeah, because basically, if Goblin needs to change your race with you, we will do it story wise, and then Goblin will do the adjustments with you when that time
Perfect.
comes. But yeah, you're basically done already at this point. Which next Friday is next session. Goblin
Yep.
will message everyone to ask for what time everyone wants to start because Goblin's not sure when Jason wants to.
Yeah.
But
Okay. Well, thank you for your time, and I will see you next Friday.
yeah, and thank you for becoming a main player, by the way.
Of
Almir.
course. I was honestly gonna offer if it happened again, and unfortunately you beat me to it.
Yeah,
So,
thank you, man.
all right. Of course. Take it easy, guys. Good luck.
Take care. All right. So, Bob, since you are the only one here, we can fully focus on getting your character sorted, unless you want to do that another day, or what do you want to
I
do?
mean, I can do that right now.
Okay, very good. Goblin has
Yeah,
time
right now
as well.
I rolled my character's stats, and honestly, I probably gotta run this with you because my rolls are extremely high. Uh,
Oh,
I got a
really?
17, 18, 16, a 22, a 19, and a 14. 14 being my lowest score.
Okay, one, it should be impossible for you to get that 21, because Goblin has it so the KH means when you roll the 4d6, it means the KH free. That means you remove the lowest result. Does that make sense?
So basically, anything lower is
No, no, no.
dashed up.
Okay. So let's say you roll the Goblin's just gonna roll uh 4d6 here on roll 20. Now Goblin got a 1, 1, 5, and 2. So Goblin would take one of those ones and remove the one, and then Goblin would add basically 5 plus 2 plus 1 equals 8. So Goblin got an 8 there for a stat. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and Goblin rolled terrible. And you do get
Well,
one reroll. So
I mean, I guess I can probably re-roll my high stat, I guess. 'cause
Yeah, the rest of it Goblin will
no,
allow, but basically the 21 just that's insane.
yeah, because I got a 22 with a 6, 6, and 2 5s, so that's 10. And then with the other 2 6s, that's a 22. I think. I can't count.
So 2 6s, a 5, and a what again?
2 6s, 2 5s.
2 5s. So that's yeah, that would make it 22. So basically, if you want to remove that 5, you can keep the 2 6s. So that means with a 5 plus 6 plus another 6, that is. I was trying to do math here right now. That is basically 18. No, wait. That is because 3 6s make 18. That's 17. So you would have a 17 stat instead.
I re-rolled it already, and I got a 15 out of that one.
Yeah, that works out. Now,
Yeah.
just to remind you, just to help you remember this information, Bob, and for your stuff, you would go over to. So, have you joined the Roll20 link for the game yet?
No, I don't know where that is. Is
So
it like in the welcome character creation?
it's in the character creation. Yeah, it's down.
So what is it? The let's see.
It's the app.roll20.net.
The join one, right?
Yep.
All right. Okay.
All right, now Goblin will recommend Roll20 does not work well on the phone, so that's just to give you a heads up there.
Oh, okay. So then I gotta do it on Discord.
Yeah,
Give me a second.
now you're good. Uh, yeah. So when you're in the Roll20, hmm, um, Goblin has given you access to a character sheet once you're in the Roll20, and basically, you have to get to the character sheet basically on the top right side once you launch the game. So basically, when you're in the main thing, when you're looking at it, you have to look for a launch game button. It should be bright pink button to launch the game. But basically, press the button for the link to launch the game, and then basically what you're looking for is an icon on the top right side. It looks like a book with some sparkles on it. That is the journal icon, and when you click on it, it should let you see a folder area or a folder called Survival of the People. Basically, open up that folder and it should show player characters. And when you open that up, it will show you where your character sheet is, which is randomly named. Goblin cannot pronunciate that name. Does that make sense, Bob?
Give me a second because I'm logging in.
Got it.
That's what I'm just gonna have to make an account. Did I not make a point with this?
Well, I mean, Goblin did see someone join, and Goblin gave someone with your name a character sheet. So you did. It worked.
What character sheet?
Well, so once you're on Roll20 on your account, because basically when you're on Roll20 on the site, basically you go over to the game. It's called Chop the Meme. It's an acronym for something that you will learn in the future. Yeah, basically you go over to the once you click on the game and open it up and you see like this blank image area and you see a list of players. Some of them are people that just help out Goblin with the game, keep it running, etc. Things going. Basically, you press the launch the game button. As bright pink on the bottom left area below the name. Once you get things loaded and sorted out.
Could have sworn I had an account with this.
Well, I mean, from what Goblin sees, you do. Goblin's gonna let you sort that out. Goblin's just gonna read some stuff while you do that.
Okay, hold on. I think it did work on my phone. It's just that it's not really. So it says launch game, right?
Yep. Yeah, it's a thing. Okay. So just remember to head to the journal icon, which is on the top right side. Looks like it has some stars on it.
Okay, it doesn't really work that much with this.
You're on your phone, right?
Yeah, that's why it logged in. Because I don't remember what I logged in with the Roll20, to be honest.
Hmm. That is.
Because I made a character on Roll20 through my phone.
Hmm. Yeah. That is quite interesting. Well, let Goblin know once you figure out how to get it sorted out on your laptop, if you can, because that does make things easier. Well, when you're available, really, to get things sorted out, because Goblin understands, because Goblin is getting a bit tired. That's because this Goblin has dealt with a lot of information, interacting with people, and getting stuff sorted out. But
How about you just give me the information on what to do, and then I can do it when I get this thing figured out.
Alright. Fair enough, Goblin will get that sorted out for you. So, with the Storm Giant stat block of what they get. One, if Goblin just lets you had everything that you would technically get, you would be broken as a nightmare. So,
Mm.
for balancing purposes, yeah, Goblin knows what Goblin's going to give you. So, Goblin's just going to message it in the general chat, the stuff that you get, and then basically you would take that information and add it to your thing. Goblin would get. So, unlike 5e with ability score adjustments, you do get trade offs, like you trade for some ability score improvements, but you trade off and get negatives in return. So for a Storm Giant, and for adjustment purposes to make it balanced, Goblin is playing the information. Yeah, Goblin believes that works. Let's see. Let's just double checking here. Oh wait, actually, wait a minute. Since you're a skeleton, one of the abilities is pointless for you. Actually, wait, that ability is actually pointless. Actually, very interesting. I'll need to double check here if there's anything
Oh, there we
else.
go. I got it. Which game?
You know what? Goblin will. That one makes sense, and then. Yeah, so you have
All right,
this.
so you said tap the one with a journal with a sparkle, right?
Yep.
All right. What do I do now?
So once you see a journal, you should see a folder. Do you see survival to people?
Mm-hmm.
Click that folder because that's a folder, and basically just open up the folders until you see a very strange name that your character's been randomly given.
A foamy silicone.
Yeah, it randomly generates a name for you with basement holding basically. But
Mm-hmm.
now, yeah, Goblin got basically this is what you get for being the Storm Giant side stuff because Goblin hasn't gotten things for your skeleton. So Goblin's gonna go and get that, but basically this is Storm Giant. Here's your Storm Giant information. Goblin's gonna go and then get. Oh wait, you are also huge in size, so Goblin's got that.
Technically, we're like 9 to 7 feet, I think. 7 to 8. No, 6 to 8, I think.
Yeah, Storm Giants they have size categories which affects your abilities. Like basically like a Goblin is a small in size, which sure they have different heights between in that area, but it does affect like what you can do because like small creatures can basically dodge attacks easier, etc., but have weaker weapons they can wield, or you can wield like a huge weapon, basically. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a monk, so I don't really use weapons aside from a javelin, maybe.
Actually, your fists will be doing more damage because you're bigger you are. Like Goblin will pull up the player's handbook, but Goblin believes as a monk, with your leveling up, basically because of your bigger size, Goblin will tell you like what base damage you get because the party is a bit of a higher level. Like, don't try and remember what level did the party ended at before Goblin. Goblin's gonna double check here. Goblin believes you guys are all level 3. You should be. But the plan was to level up to level. Yeah, you should be all level 3 actually by Owen's plan to have everyone level up, so Owen's just gonna double check to make
Seems like I
sure.
can't. Seems like I really can't access the character. I don't know what's going on.
What? You should be able to, no problem. You be able to add
Yeah.
control it now. Try again. See
I
if it's
mean,
working.
right now I'm like loading. It's loading.
Oh gosh, dang it. Okay, you may need to re-roll roll 20 because it bugs out sometimes, but especially with new people. So yeah, Goblin's looking at this, so a large, but if it was large. Okay, basically it's opposite. So basically 1d8. So yeah, as a huge storm giant, because of how big you are, your unarmed attacks as a monk do 1d10 damage.
Yes.
Because huge people are broken like that. That is a joke. But
That's
Goblin,
not really low.
nah, no, you won't be that broken. Although you will have some unique capabilities because, yeah, actually, so because of you being a skeleton, your unnatural attacks are your basically natural attacks like skeletons have claws will be affected by your. You're actually choosing a pretty terrifying build. So
So my character's name is Hygrund, and he has shackles on his hands, and he uses those to attack. So uh, basically, they're like gauntlets, like iron gauntlets. That's why I prefer to punch things instead of clawing.
yeah. Oh, right. Goblin should put it in your land speed. So Goblin's just gonna put it in on skeleton information because Goblin forgot to go and get it from the giants. So Goblin's gonna double check what your land speed is.
For the giant, I think it's like 35.
Storm giant, right?
Yeah, it's a no, not storm giant, cloud giant.
Oh gosh, dang nabbit. Goblin mixed up the giants then 'cause Goblin went like storm instead of cloud.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's a cloud giant because I
Goblin
like the
will.
fact that you can teleport 30 feet magically with a bonus action.
Yeah, Goblin needs to double check cloud giant information.
Oh, there we go. I got it. I can edit things now.
Okay, so yeah, Goblin's definitely gonna be doing adjustments. One, you will not get the spell-like abilities because that would be broken, especially for everything else you already have. So yeah, Goblin's just getting rid of what Goblin got wrong. So Cloud, Giant just upses. Well, check here. You are gonna be terrifying. Also, Goblin would recommend. Actually, wait a minute, Maz not, but it's very specific. Let's see. Yeah, Goblin's double checking stats. Yeah, Goblin would change things here. So, Cloud Goblin would actually do these. This is like this, so that it would be here. Yeah, yeah.
So
Okay.
for my age, can I like make it like its canonical age or would you prefer it if I wasn't so ancient?
So Goblin does not mind you being ancient to a certain point. Because, like, if you're, like, older than, like, when Magic first came to be, then it would be questionable for you how you got, being a skeleton. Skeleton, so.
Okay, because my character is technically 500 years old.
Oh, no, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay,
Goblin's
just
more
making
like in
sure.
the billions. Like, if it was in the billions
No,
range.
no, no. My character is like 500 years old. That
500's fine for us. You're an undead. You're immortal, basically. But, let's see.
I know, Mike.
Cloud Giant. So Goblin adjusted the things that Goblin added from the Cloud Giant. Goblin's just double check Form Giant. Goblin's just double checking if there's anything else Goblin would change. Nope. Oh wait, Goblin would add this. Okay, that's actually useful. But so you will have to look up what scent does, but Yeah, there you go, Cloud Giant. And then Goblin's gonna get the skeleton information and land speed, so land 50 feet. You get to move 50 feet land speed.
Huh? That's crazy.
Giants are fast in this world.
Okay, like how big do you think my character is actually?
Huge are in size category, so giants are technically like so let's just say large. So large are like creatures like trolls or bigger than the average, so like above 10 feet tall, those creatures are in the large category, and it goes up to 20 feet that range. After 20 feet, so like
Okay,
21 feet and above to 30 feet max would be huge size.
okay, so my race is Goliath, not giant. Is what I'm like.
No, you're still really big, or maybe like goblins getting size categories wrong. It's been so long since goblins read size stuff that goblin could be butchering it completely.
So for a Goliath, it's technically large, and then afterwards it's huge. Because we have like in 5e it says that Goliaths have like this enlargement state where they change their size to like
Mhm.
from large to huge or something.
Oh,
So
Goliaths technically can do that with a special barbarian rage class feature in 3.5. But the thing is, Goliaths are considered medium.
oh, okay.
So Goliaths are medium and they can grow into large. But those are pretty terrifying with that, because like Goliaths get to wield a weapon one size larger than them without penalty. You can't do two actually. You can use a two-handed Morningstar without penalty. That's so
Hmm.
basically
Okay.
a big enough for a gargantuan creature. You can wield a Morningstar that big. Have fun with that.
Okay. All right. So my character is 9'5".
Is that
Is that good or
size?
no? Height.
9'5".
For my size I put large.
No, no, no. You're supposed to be huge. Like the species, the size, you're supposed to be
Okay.
huge. So that means,
Okay.
yeah, the thing automatically sets your size range as a species.
All right.
So you're giant. You being a cloud giant means you're huge. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So Goblin right now is going to focus on getting your information of what you get as a skeleton. So let's see
Mhm.
here. So
Oh wait, that's the wrong set. Let's see. So for my dexterity, I'm gonna put that as my highest. Is that 19? My wisdom,
oh yeah,
I'm gonna put that
claws.
18.
Goblin's just putting in. So like technically speaking, you do have a slashing attack with your claws,
Mm,
and because of you being a monk, you can, by ruling with every other attack when you use your unarmed strikes, um, basically use your natural claws boosted by unarmed strikes. So basically, Goblin's just gonna put it in just so you know. Yes, I Goblin's having to give you a lot of information. The Goblin's typing a bit. I guess they understand. Goblin's doing logistics thinking. Because let's see here. basically, but it would be. So that means. Oh gosh, dang, nah, but that would. Oh, Yeesh, wait. I'll need to double check the one so just make sure if that one's reading that, thinking, processing that right. Yep, Goblin was right. Dang.
There we go. That's what I was doing.
Now, when it comes to ability score adjustments, Goblin will note. So, oh wait, Goblin accidentally messed up something. Gosh, now Goblin's gonna go and correct it. There you go. Goblin's accident. So you get no Constitution bonus. Basically, you have to set your Constitution to 10.
Got it.
And basically, let's
Okay, so since I can't have that one, I might as well just switch this over to
yeah, Goblin's just double checking here what happens with skeletons other than this con. Because, like, Goblin has to adjust things for purposes.
There we go.
Hmm.
So I switched to my lowest for that one.
Oh, yeah, and you also have to set your charisma to 1.
What the hell? Okay.
Yeah, Goblin should have given you a heads up earlier, so apologies.
No, it's fine.
But, yeah, that's. Goblin's just double checking.
Uh,
So, yeah, Goblin's just double checking. What do. Oh, yeah, and you also get that. Yep.
I guess I might as well switch this to 17.
And yeah, so there's quite a bit of drawbacks for being a skeleton, but you also have a lot of colleges, a lot of bonuses. But Goblin's just double checking here, so you would. Okay. Oh, yep, undead traits. So you also do get undead traits, which means you get stuff that all undeads do. So just remember to look that up so you know what undead traits do.
I think I know most of them, which is like no need to eat, breathe, or sleep. I
Yep.
think I'm immune to shock, if I'm correct.
No, you're immune to poison, Goblin will say. Like, poisons and stuff like that don't affect you. So,
Mm.
but Goblin believes, like, that it's some other stuff, but, yes. And this is the last thing. So, Goblin knew there was something Goblin was missing, but yeah, there it is. So, this is what you get. So, when you make your ability score adjustments, Goblin's just going to use the skeleton one as an example. Once you add those in, like the setting, the con, etc. Like Goblin's just going to use the dex and strength one. Just basically put in parentheses done to mark that you've done these changes.
Okay, hold on. So I have to recheck all of my stats because I already distributed them. So I gotta do this smart now.
Yeah, that's fine. Just
Uh,
take your time with it. So, yeah.
okay, so my constitution is always set to 10.
Yep, and charisma is
And
set to
my
1.
charisma is 1. Wouldn't that be a problem though? Because if are we like no for the session 0 or the session 1, whichever one, uh when are we meeting together for like the first time, or have we known each other for like
So
a
you'll be
long time or
meeting
something?
each other for the first time, but Goblin will say that you will not have to worry about it too much because right now, because Goblin's going to clarify, this game has been running for a bit, and Goblin has lost players because either one, they weren't actually interested in 3.5, two, they broke up with their lover, three, family situations happened, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, basically Goblin's been really unlucky. But this game that's been happening in the world, basically undeads are debated on whether or not they deserve rights because there are some undeads with souls, like your character will have a soul, etc. So it's a whole logistical and political issue. But basically, with how Goblin has experience with the other players before and interacting, you should be able to be fine in finding a way to feel like you have a place of your own. And the players, if they see you showing signs of like basically wanting to be peaceful, like basically there is an item
Oh
because
yeah.
normally you can't talk as a skeleton. You shouldn't be able to talk at all normally, so you would be silent completely. There is an item within 3.5 called Pearl of Speech, which will basically allow you to talk, which Goblin will give to you as one of your items that you will pay for to have with your storing equipment.
Okay. Okay, well then, yeah, that actually works because since my character is a monk, I put that in his bio that he was like he was in isolation, or what's it called again? I think it's called isolation. Basically, he was searching for enlightenment. So he put himself in isolation for the past 400 years until like the first 100 years he died off, but he somehow managed to live somehow.
Ooh, that could be
And
very
so right now,
interesting lore. Ooh, that could be fun.
yeah, so he put himself in isolation inside of a cave, and once he awoke into his undead state, he now notices that he didn't reach enlightenment, and therefore he goes out to search for it. Maybe it's something out in the world that he has to do, or something that he has to look for. So it kind of works with my character a lot.
That is actually pretty cool. So Goblin's guessing you're a hermit then, for background wise?
Yeah, you guessed it right.
Cool. So Goblin will get the sword out because that's still something Goblin needs to adjust, but Goblin will do that separately. Now, and Goblin is personally a bit exhausted. It's getting close to when Goblin would eat, funny enough. But
Oh yeah, okay.
yeah. So but so when you're looking at the ultimate system, basically don't worry about the racial stuff because Goblin has got that all sorted out here for you. This is all you get, and by the way, you are gonna be terrifying. Goblin's just downright being honest, you're gonna be terrifying.
Okay, I got it. Like
Although
to
wait,
others or like genuine, like
genuinely
generally?
terrifying as a combatant, you're gonna be terrifying.
Okay.
Because you have an insane amount of strength bonus already, and your dexterity's pretty. Your dexterity, you don't get much for it, but your wisdom also will make it so it adds to your AC. So your
Mhm.
wisdom is added to your AC.
Okay.
So basically, you're gonna be defensively pretty dangerous.
So that means that if I have a high intelligence stat, that increases my AC.
Oh no, wisdom. So the higher your wisdom is,
Oh, okay.
so wisdom affects your abilities as a monk. So put that pretty high. So strength and wisdom is what you should really focus on as a monk. That's what Goblin
Yeah,
recommends.
no, those are my high stats. I know the pluses for the monks.
Yeah. So really, what you have to worry about is basically once Goblin gets Hermit stuff put in for you, information wise, you will update your skills because Goblin you get extra skill points based on your background, etc. And skill points are a whole thing. Goblin will let you read yourself, Elf. And if you need help understanding anything, just ask Goblin, and Goblin will help. But basically, just go to the classes information on the dndtools.org link and go to Monk, and it should give you all the information you need. Unarmed damage, which is basically unarmed strike, because that determines how much damage you do with your fist. Because Goblin did have to adjust it for you because the bigger you are, the more damage you do, or the smaller you are, the less damage you do. So because of you being huge, you deal more damage, good sir.
Nice.
And Bob will clarify. you are only level 3 right now. Your
Okay.
unarmed damage already is 1d10. Your unarmed damage is going to go up a dice step on level 4. And by the time you're done leveling up, you're going to have a higher unarmed hit damage dice than an average person ever gets as a monk, usually. So you're going to be hitting like a beast.
I have a question for your last thing. So it says here I get +2 Dex and +2 STR, +2 Wisdom, and at the bottom it also says that.
Oh,
Is that like
no, that one's an example. That one's going to mark it, so Goblin mark
okay?
an example.
Okay, I got it.
That's just an example to help you understand how to mark that you've done the ability score changes. So, like, Goblin will say here, improve initiative is a feat that you get as an undead. It's given to you. Basically, it adds on to your initiative capabilities, basically adding like +4, making it so you will go more consistently often.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, with
Alright,
all your
so I got
bonuses,
nothing.
good sir, you are going to be terrifying because you already have 50 feet land speed, and that's not even including uh basically monks gets extra land speed. You get unarmored speed bonus. Basically, as long as you don't have armor, you get more land speed, and you already get +10 more. So you have, good sir, have 60 feet land speed at level 3.
Nice.
Do you know how terrifying you're gonna be? You want to know?
Well, I didn't think so because of the 5e rules, but now that I'm seeing 3.5, it's actually kind of scary.
Good sir, you as a monk that is a storm giant skeleton will have 60 feet added land speed to already to your 50, going 110 feet
Oh,
at
that's
max
right.
level.
I almost forgot something really important.
Yes?
Almost forgot really important to tell you. So my character has a sort of in D&D 5e there are things that we can do called ways, like the way we fight, like the drunken fist or shadow palm or whatever.
Okay. So here's how that's
So
so subclasses and and that kind of stuff, like the ways of stuff, that does not fully exist. They are instead prestige classes or alternative class features, which are listed in
mm,
dndtools.org as monk variant stuff. So you can go and look through all those monk variants and choose what do you want to do, including different fighting styles, because you can choose feats. You do get bonus feats, and those bonus feats can be switched out for different unique fighting styles that you can choose. So like there's the Cobra style, you instead get like you can get escape artist at level 1 bonus feed. You get
mm,
dodge, or skill bonus. You get escape artist. You get dodge, mobility, spring attack. Basically, it gives you alternative features to choose. Who's for different fighting styles and stuff. You can look through all sorts of ways of playing and see where you trade off or see where you can go into. And it's not even counting prestige classes, these monk variants. So
mm.
basically, if you want to talk with Goblin about ridiculous play styles, just let Goblin know where you want to play and what kind of style you're thinking of, and Goblin will work with you to make it so your character is ridiculously broken as can be.
So speaking on that, can I make my own like sort of fighting style? Because my character has this thing with his like his background. He made a sort of way of fighting called Hands of the Pacifist. And
And
so the way it works is that technically I'm not hurting anybody. I deal almost no damage, but the way that I hurt them is in like a is like
non lethal
will.
damage.
Yeah, basically I deal damage to them, but not physically. So I would have a separate like health bar to it where it would be like the will to fight sort of health bar.
So what Goblin can do for you here is that so there are some unique styles and ways of playing, so you can look through what they have. But Goblin can also allow you to basically the way you can build up your skills is like because Goblin's gonna clarify here. with 3.5 D&D, unlike 5e, you get feats at first level and every third level. That's because they're not as ridiculous. And they only get ridiculous after you meet prerequisites to get certain things. So you build up a skill set for yourself. Does that make sense? And you get a feat at level 1 and third level, with also bonus feats from being a monk at first level, second level. Which that's what these fighting style alternative class features do. It lets you switch out your feat choices from the usual ones to different feats. So if you want to build up this style that you are expressing to Goblin would recommend look through and see what there is available and see what you would like to do. Because you can't, because like the way you would do it is the way you're describing things. One way you can do this is basically do non-lethal damage to basically try and just knock them out cold, or just like basically try and stun enemies with like certain abilities, etc. It is really just up to you what you want to do, but there are many ways to adjust how you play to basically make it so you can play the way you want. So Goblin will let you look into it and see what there is that you think can work for what you want to do for your well, playstyle or passive. Actually, there is a passive way. They give you combat expertise, improve trip, and improve fent. Yeah, there's some ways you can do it. So you basically can look through here and see what you want to do.
All right.
Yeah. And if you have any struggles or questions or wanting some clarification, as Colin said, feel free to ask. With that being said,
I mean, I can figure this out. You can go do your thing. So I don't want to like trouble you too much.
No. Goblin understands that you need help, and that is fine. It's just like Goblin does.
Either way, I'm gonna search up like this guide to like 3.5 because I never tried 3.5 and I kind of want to look into it since I don't want to like mess up a lot of stuff.
That's fine, and feel free because Goblin has played this for years. The Goblin has a bit of habits. If there's any rule alterations that either Goblin does unnaturally or something you notice when we're playing, feel free to point it out to Goblin. It's all right to correct the DM here. And yeah, take care, Bob.
All right, man. I'll see you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you all for coming and watching, and thank you to Bob and everyone else who has joined. This was actually a very interesting experience. And Goblin was going to have, job opportunity for DJ is fantastic, though. That is very good. And if something happens, I was not sure what's going to happen. Goblin will raid here. Thank you all for watching and supporting. Even if you stop by for a little bit and you're gone already. Goblin is wondering who to raid here. Yeah, things should be sorted out for Friday D&Ds. Thank goodness. Let's see here. Blue Star 666. Who should go? Sure, why not? Stardust could might rate her. Give her an early raid to her stream. Yes, Goblin is funny. But thank you all from the YouTube end for coming and watching. Thank you all on Twitch end. Thanks you for all the chatters and people who came along. Yeah, this was a good experience. Thank you, everyone.